Hello everyone, thanks for being here. I'm Zhiyue Chen, a researcher at Sichuan Agricultural University, and today I will present my recent work, a scientometrics review of generative artificial intelligence research in tourism. I will introduce it from the following aspects. Today, GenAI is widely used in chatbots, travel guide, virtual travel experience, and promotional material creation, showing great potential in improving operational efficiency and enhancing customer experience. The analysis of tourism data can provide insight into the long-term development trend of the industry, so as to make a more reasonable plan for the future development of enterprise. When tourists use GenAI, tourist preference, demands, and time will be comprehensively considered, and massive information will be evaluated. Therefore, exploring the application of GenAI is of great significance to the development of tourism. Throughout the exciting research, scholars have carried out a series of discussions and analyses on tourism GenAI. Theoretically, scholars discuss the technical characteristics of GenAI, the underlying logic enabling tourism innovation, and the psychology and behavior of users. In practice, research focuses on the application of GenAI to improve service quality, enhance marketing effect, and promote cultural communication. In addition, some scholars have pointed out some problems, such as data security, lack of skills, job loss, and ethical risk caused by GenAI, providing new entry point and focus for research. However, it hasn't attempted to summarize the research progress and current development by drawing knowledge maps. In view of this, we attempt to analyze and discuss the relevant issues of GenAI research in tourism based on Web of Science database. We use the core database of Social Science Citation Index in Web of Science main database as the index database. We set the search topic to GenAI and tourism. Non-core materials and non-relevant literature were removed. After several rounds of screening, 111 effective literatures were obtained with a time span of 2023 to 2025. In this study, SetSpace, HistSite, and Pagic were used for visual analysis. We examined the current research landscape by analyzing publication volume and other cooperation networks, identify research hot topics through keyword co-occurrence and clustering analysis, and trace development paths by examining core literature and main paths. The literature obtained is calculated every 6 months, as shown in Figure 1. The earliest research appeared in March 2023, and the overall number of publications showed a continuous increase with a fast growth rate, and no peak has been seen yet. The record shows that although the research is in its infancy, this field has received extensive attention and the research enthusiasm is increasing. With the help of drawing trend lines for further analysis, we can know that the curve is highly consistent with the trend line. Therefore, we can predict that the research popularity will continue to show an upward trend and will start a repeat growth stage in the future. Other co-occurrence analysis can identify the core figures in a search field and the cooperative relationships between researchers. As can be seen from the Figure 2, a certain number and a scale of cooperative teams have been formed, but there are few connections between the teams. Therefore, it is inferred that in related research, cross-unit or cross-field in-depth cooperation hasn't been formed. Table 1 lists the top 10 authors in terms of the numbers of publications. According to the minimal number of publications calculated by core author of price law, the calculation result n equals to 1.83. This means that the author publishing at least 2 papers is called a core author. Statistics show that from 2023 to 2025, there are 47 core authors in this field, and a total of 40 papers have been published. That's about 36% of the total number of publications. This value is lower than standard set by price law. It shows that there is no core group of authors yet. The number of core authors and their publications volume need to be improved. Keywords are the other summary of the content of the article. Keyword co-occurrence network was shown in Figure 3. It shows that the research hotspots are relatively concentrated. Table 2 lists the top 20 most frequent keywords. We can see that The research hotspot mainly focuses on the technology basis, service models, and supply chain innovation, as well as consumer acceptance and behavioral intention of GenAI. These themes are of great significance to the sustainable development of tourism. Then, the log likelihood ratio is adopted to carry out cluster analysis. The keyword clustering diagram is shown in Figure 4. Each cluster is labeled with keywords from the co-occurrence network. The labels shows that research on tourism GenAI mainly revolves around these 9 clusters. Table 3 shows theme classification information. Among them, number 3 and number 8 are related to the characteristics of GenAI technology. Number 0, number 1, and number 2 are related to user behavior and attitude. And number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7 are related to the deep application of specific fields. Therefore, these 9 clusters are divided into 3 major themes. The citation frequency of a paper reflects the importance of the paper in the research field. The analysis of core literature was carried out by his site, and local citation score was used to store the literature's records to obtain the top 10 core literature, as shown in Table 4, as can be seen from the values in the table. The global citation score of the literature with a large local citation score is also higher. That is, the literature in this field is also of great significance to other studies. Specifically, these key documents mainly focus on the following aspects: the application of GenAI and large language models in tourism, along with their potential benefits and risks to stakeholders, and how GenAI can bring new value to the tourism industry as a digital assistant. The main path analysis is to explore the important research trajectory in a certain field. Citation chronology chart is compliant from the perspective of local citation score with a threshold of 40, as shown in Figure 5. There are 7 large nodes, and the research topics are closely connected and have strong mutual citation relationship. In 2023, there are 5 widely used papers, but the overall number of nodes was small, indicating that the research was still in the pioneering stage. Since 2024, the number of nodes has increased significantly, and influential papers have appeared, indicating that the research on this topic have become active. For further analysis, the directed data network was imported into PAGIC to obtain the main path of the citation work. As shown in Figure 6, the main path structure is clear, with a total of 8 key nodes, forming the central structure of the whole network. The 2 paths have different source points, but all other points are the same, except for the article numbered 91 and 68. The other articles were cited in the top 10. To summarize, this research found that since 2023, when the research in this field began, the number of publications has increased. It is predicted that the research attention in this field will continue to increase and will enter a repeat growth stage. GenAI will remain a hot topic in tourism research for some time to come. The research on GenAI is still in its infancy, with no core other group yet formed and no in-depth cross-unit or cross-field cooperation. The research hotspots are relatively concentrated. Current research interests include GenAI technology features and application framework, consumer and employee behavior and psychology research, and deep application research in specific fields. Although a large number of research achievements have been accumulated in this field, GenAI's potential social problems such as the impact on the labor market, technological dependence, and so on are also worth paying attention to. The overall connection of this research topic is relatively close. From 2024, the research on this topic begins to be active, and the main path structure is clear. That's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for your valuable time and attention.